What's going on, you beautiful people? I am the realest Rob. I am a freshman journalism major at Howard University.
Hey y'all, my name is Elizabeth, a freshman political science major at Howard University from PG County, Maryland.
Hi, my name is Madison Robinson. I'm a sophomore English major at Howard University from Atlanta, Georgia.
Hi, I'm Elise Martin, and I'm a media and journalism film major from Atlanta, Georgia.
And I am your host. My name is Brianna Alvarado. I'm a media, film, and journalism major from Orlando, Florida, by way of Long Island, New York. And together, we are
Unpacked,
Unpacked,
and Unscripted. Like, how do y'all feel about P. Diddy launching our Black Party, which is, a party that he's launching with his money in order to create a political party for Black people, for a Black agenda? He is working with Black politicians, young Black politicians. He is working with people who are gathering information via the census. And he's just working with a whole lot of people to create this. He's just really putting the money behind it. He's not necessarily saying this is my party. He's saying this is our Black party. So like, how do y'all feel about P. Diddy specifically launching that? Or do you think that somebody else should have? And if so, who?
I think it's great that he's taken the initiative to try to do something like this because it's kind of, I wouldn't say like needed, but like it's something that's going to open up a lot of discussions that we need to have. Like, what is it that we need as a community? What is it that we need to do? And I think it's really going to be helpful. But on the flip side, like we were talking about earlier, we kind of like, I don't know. I want to say we got to be a little cautious because he could be, if he's really truly doing this out of the goodness of his heart, then that's amazing. But he could also use it as an opportunity to be like, oh, look, I care about politics. I'm for the people, with the people. But is he really?
I think it's a good idea, I guess, for P. Diddy to participate, like you said, in something like this, something political, and to actually try to mobilize us. But I don't really understand entirely his purpose of this party. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, there is no actual party for us, but it's also opening up that conversation of here go Black people trying to segregate themselves again, trying to create another space for themselves. And so I don't know, people are on all sides of the fence with this one. So,
I think it's a great idea. I don't know, like Brianna said, I don't know what this is really supposed to do. Is it supposed to give people a little more attention and, let the public know, like, these are our Black politicians? So I guess Robert could a little tell us more about that if he knows. But, it's kind of like, I love the initiative, but with this big two-party system, I think just right now, it might be a little impossible to, give them that traction that they need to, go to the mass media. It's very unsettling right now. Maybe we just need to see in the future, but right now it's kind of like, where's this for? Like, what are they doing?
So basically, the party is for us to find out what are our commonalities, where our differences, and like basically get like a couple of things that we want to really like go behind and make that our agenda, because they're already like developing an agenda, developing a plan. If you go on their website, you'll see of like what we care about the most, what we need to happen, and in order to protect us. And basically, and he thinks that if Trump gets elected, there might be a race for it. There might be a race for it if Biden gets elected, to be honest with you. So basically, yeah, he will highlight some Black politicians that we can vote for locally and nationally. But if they don't win, he also said that basically having one voice, one power, people that we didn't want to win, we can then make them bend our way and force them to like really respect us and have a plan for us, or else they're gonna break. I think it's important because this is like something around the thing like Malcolm X was kind of saying, like, we need to be politically independent, we need to be economically independent, and I think that this needs to happen because we're all just voting for all different types of people and not necessarily organized. I think that's when it's easy to like take us out all out. But I feel like if we're just one big voice and big power, then I think that we will be able to make things happen more often. I think this is just an organized way to get all of us together to communicate, endorse people that we want to endorse, and if they don't win, basically force people that won to basically bend our way and to give us what we need.
How about some of those more conservative Black voters? Like how are they supposed to be like part of this whole Black political party idea?
Okay, there's a difference between conservatives and Trump supporters. I think if they are Trump supporters, if they are loyal to like what Trump has to say, then obviously the party ain't gonna really work like that towards them because it's gonna, ride on Trump's wave. But if you're conservative, like let's say if you're pro-capitalist, for instance, if you can, if you're pro-capitalist, you can use some of the capitalist tactics in order to help Black people. For instance, like let's say you're a businessman and you're doing great business wise, you can use that money to donate to Black organizations, to create your own um like just to help out Black communities, because at the end of the day, what do capitalists hate the most is paying taxes. But one way to finesse your way out of taxes is to like donate to charities and stuff like that. So if you can use that money that you would pay on taxes in order to donate to actual Black causes instead of just paying taxes to, fund ICE, to fund defense businesses that supply the U.S. Army with a whole bunch of weapons and stuff like that, then I think that that's one way. There's a lot of ways. I feel like Black people do have a lot of conservative views, like especially like family values and stuff like that. Like that stuff is all aligned with conservative values. I think that as a people, we really aren't liberal or conservative. I feel like we have a lot of liberal ideas. We also have a couple conservative ideas. And I think that just because Lyndon B. Johnson 60 years ago created the um the Civil Rights Act, then we just been automatically aligned with the Democratic Party ever since then. But I don't think we're necessarily liberal. I just think that we're pro-Black, and Democrats have been saying that they're pro-Black too, but even though we know that they're really not. So,
But also in those conservative ideals, we do have people that don't think, there should be special provisions for people of color, Black people. You also have the conservative ideas that there is no race war, there is no such thing as white supremacy. So I guess some of those people, I feel like they might get left out of the Black political party situation. But I did also see that Diddy was trying to make this Black political party as like another segment of like the Black Lives Matter movement. So this is supposed to be like inclusive of those other causes.
I don't even think most Black conservatives, or that I've seen who have collabed with Trump in particular, wouldn't even want to be a part of that, because most of them try to use that reverse segregation, like, oh, why are Black people trying to do this, as if it wasn't white people who segregated themselves from us in the first place. But I'm all about Black spaces, so I do think that we need our own space, especially in politics, just to get our views out there. I do think it would be mostly liberal, since studies have shown that Black people vote liberal and Democratic, and of course, that's how Democrats have gotten to take advantage of us. But I'm kind of excited to see how that goes about.
some Black people are, I hate to say it, but some Uncle Toms, and just are completely on the opposite of what we really trying to do. And that's cool. If that's how they feel, then that's how they feel. I think that's really a small percentage of us. And if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. Go ahead. But I think for the most part that I think a lot of people, rather if you be extremely liberal or just moderately conservative, I think that they would join this party, because I think that at the end of the day, if you care about Black people, you're gonna find a way. If you're a Black and you care about Black people, you're gonna find a way to work with other Black people in order to create policies and plans in order to help us.
So I support it. I 100% support it, not because he's an alum, but like I completely understand, it's another way for us to, move forward with this process, because I feel like we're just having like another reawakening this year, because so much has happened. So much damage has happened to our own communities and our families. So like I 100% like back this up. I get this. But yeah, as we were saying, some people are gonna get left behind, unfortunately, because it's kind of strange because some people are really riding for Trump, not necessarily the Republican ideals, but just Trump. Yeah, the only way for us to really progress is by backing up these sort of things. And even if we don't 100% agree, try to transform it, try to implement some new ideas that can make this ours, you know? So